I've just been feeling really helpless and really overwhelmed. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today I want to be very transparent about how I've been feeling recently. Due to a lot of cultural shifts, political shifts, I've just been feeling really helpless and really overwhelmed. For a lot of January, I kind of just shut down. I feel like I tend to do that when I get very overwhelmed, and it's something I'm working on, but sometimes you just have to give yourself a minute to breathe. But along with being overwhelmed by not knowing what to do, I was scrolling on TikTok and it was just kind of stressful video after other stressful video. And while I appreciate the space that TikTok offers in terms of learning new things, finding new music, meeting new people, things like that, I think we have a little bit too much access to everyone in the world, because then we're all collectively feeding off of each other's energies. And it's good when it's positive, but when it's negative, it's really negative. That is probably the main reason why I have been shutting down so often and why I was shut down for so long, along with some other external issues that I've been having in terms of my career choices. But for the longest, I felt like I couldn't even stress about the normal things that a 22-year-old should stress about, like boys, my career, maybe more school, my family, and strengthening my friendships and stuff, because I felt like the state of the world was on my shoulders for some reason. And I'm also a very empathetic person, so I feel things, but then I also see other people feeling things deeply, and so then I also feel them deeply, especially when I can relate. And so that kind of led me down a really long path of me just kind of being drained. Then my job itself is also pretty draining because it's a very deeply emotional thing. So yeah, I just kind of shut down. I really didn't know how to get out of it and how to get away from it, because this is a point where I'm feeling deeply and truly helpless, and I want to do something to get out of it, but I'm not exactly sure how to. Just to find the motivation to do the things that I care about, and also just work on bettering myself. And so I enlisted my friend ChatGPT, and I wrote a couple sentences just being I am struggling a lot with finding the motivation and the excitement to do the things that I care about, and to get back in the gym and start doing things that are supposed to be bettering myself. Do you have any suggestions for what I can do? It honestly gave a very validating and kind of motivating response, just talking about how it's reasonable for me to be feeling this way, especially with the way the political climate is and all that other stuff. And then it also was would you like a 5-day challenge or something to help you work on these things? And I was just sure. I never back down from a challenge, so I said, let's do it. So essentially this first step is to reset and reflect. And so I broke out my journal. You can also do a voice note or even a video diary, but essentially writing down your thoughts based on the prompts that they gave. And it was, what's been draining me lately? What small things bring me joy? And how do I want to feel at the end of the week? I initially started writing this thinking I wasn't going to write that much, but this happens every single time I journal, where I'll write a whole bunch more than I was expecting, but I needed it. So step 3 is all about being creative, getting creative. So I lit my favorite candle and I broke out some of my coloring books. I have more of them since I've filmed this. But anyway, I looked through a couple of the coloring books and chose this Coco Wyo one called Cozy Spaces, because I just love all the little elements that they have to it, and the little characters are really cute. And I picked a page I had already started on and just got to work. I think the point of this step is to do something simple but creative, just to get the juices flowing a little bit. There were other options too, like making a playlist or doing a little mood board. I love a good mood board, vision board, or just coloring on plain paper, just drawing something. But I have been really into the coloring book, so I just chose to do this. This step is all about movement, and I signed up for a dance class and I fully missed it because I was driving around downtown for 15-20 minutes trying to find parking. And even though I got there and left my house early and all that, it didn't work out. So sorry for the crazy angle. I'm just not quite comfortable enough getting dressed on camera for real, and I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. This is the form of movement that I'm comfortable doing right now. I've been trying to figure out how to get into the gym at reasonable times, and at this point it's kind of me deciding between being watched by creepy old guys if I go earlier in the day, in the morning, or being kind of watched by people my age. I feel like people my age makes me more nervous for some reason, but I'm not about to be watched doing my, I don't know, B stance RDLs or whatever they're called by someone's grandpa. So I'm wearing the outfit that I would have worn to the gym. For now, we're doing it from the comfort of my bedroom with my laptop being the instructor. This last step is all about inspiration and play, so consuming inspiring content and not doom scrolling, like reading a favorite book. I started reading this trilogy, love it. Or doing things like listening to motivational speeches. I've been doing that a lot recently when I'm either meal prepping or getting ready for the workday or something, and I don't want to hear anything about this outfit because I was at home. I know it's unflattering, leave me alone. But yeah, so listening to these motivational speeches has given me a chance to kind of like reflect on my life and figure out what I want to do better. And then another thing that it suggested was watching a comfort show or a YouTube video or whatever and having a comfort snack. And of course, jamming out in the car. That always works. Every time. Every single time. Make it easy like a race car driver. So yeah, that's kind of how it went. It went well. I really appreciated the little baby steps because even when you're like really down bad, it's hard to even do like something simple. So to get something that's like a little baby step, like coloring or making a vision board, which I love to do clearly, or doing something else to just kind of like get in tune with the different parts of my life that I really wanted to get in tune with. And it worked out really nicely. And I also have that little message about motivation and about like validating my feelings that chat also sent before it sent me the challenge that I continue to like kind of look at and allow myself to give myself the time to process whatever I need to process and feel whatever I need to feel, but also finding little things to get back to where I want to be. I'm working on a lot of mindset shifts right now. I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm recognizing I have a little bit of a problem with in this day and in this age, in this time of my life. And so one of the biggest mindset shifts that I've been working on that I've really appreciated recognizing is what I have to do versus what I want to do. And 90% of the things that I say I have to do are things that I just want to do. And it's really released a lot of weight off of my person. I feel a lot better. Not to say that I'm just like not doing anything now, because that's not the case. There are plenty of things that I'm doing now, but it's a lot easier to approach them from a place of want instead of a place of necessity. Because as soon as it's something that I need to do, it becomes overwhelming. Like not everything needs to be the priority because they aren't all the priority. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's how I'm feeling. It went well, and I really do appreciate the time to reset. I would consider it more like 5 steps, 5 tasks to get me to my motivation again or something like that, because I didn't do it over 5 days. It was more like a week and a half, maybe 2. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in the comments below. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Love you lots.